What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another video. It's your girl Alexis Rain. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be playing one of my favorite games. We're playing PalWorld today. So we're not going to be doing anything crazy. We're just basically building our startup base, getting everything started so that we can have our production flowing and have some materials that we're going to be needing soon. So this is not going to be what the final base looks like. It's just basically building our startup base. So we're starting off with this blank canvas, very beautiful. It's on the island. I believe it's called Sunlit Isle. If you're interested, these are the coordinates for this island. So it does have kind of like three parts. It has the bottom, the top, and then there's like a little part that's off to the side. Now you can always feel free to build 2 bases or 3 bases if you just want everything, you know, relatively in the same space. So here we're going to be building the PAL box. Now this is what we use in order to get our pals out, put them on the base, to also upgrade our base. It does have different requirements that you have to do in order to upgrade your base, and then you can build multiple. And then I was also checking around to make sure that everything would fit the way that I wanted it to. So if you could see the blue lines kind of in the background, sorry, I know I'm going a little bit fast, but if you could see the blue lines in the background, those are going to be the borders for your base. Anything outside of those lines are not included in your base. So I was just going around to make sure that everything would fit. Here, I'm just starting off my production of where I want my pals to be sleeping. I think it's really cute to have their beds, you know, sitting on the water. So I'm trying to start off from the rocks, but it's kind of hard because they don't really allow you to build on top of the water, especially given like the update. Like it's very wonky, and this part was super frustrating for me, but I kept trying. So basically how I wanted my base to look is for the beds to be on top of the water. I did not want to take over the lily pads and the flowers that it had going on because I felt like that was really pretty, but unfortunately, given the stuff that I was dealing with, I did have to cover it up a little bit. So because the little corner piece couldn't fit, I did have to start this build over again, which, y'all, I started this over probably like 50 million times because it just would not work. Like I was getting so frustrated. Once I started over, I got a little bit going. I did want to show you guys that you do have to keep using a lot of the pillars just because it always says that there's not enough support. And again, it is kind of hard to build in the water because there are some areas that are deeper than others. This particular area was okay because, as you could see, the pillars are still standing up outside of the water, so it's able to connect to where I need it to. But in some areas it is deeper, so you have to build like pillars on top of pillars. And when you do that, you have to keep in mind that if it ends up not working and those pillars are underneath the water and you cannot see them, then you're not going to be able to break it, and unfortunately that's going to get in the way of your build. So you do want to be a little bit careful about that. I've had struggles with that many times. Now that was before the update. I'm not sure if they fixed it or not, because I know that they did add a lot of things and they did fix a lot of the issues that we were having, but we'll see. I can try to make another video where maybe I build in another area on top of the water where it's a little bit deeper and see how that works. Now, as you can see here, I did start getting very frustrated because this little corner piece was, I don't know what was going on. So as you can see, I'm able to put one of the pillars inside of the lily pad, but for this lily pad in particular, it just was not fucking with me. Like, I don't know what its problem was, but I was not able to put this little piece on, and y'all, I was so upset because this was actually coming out to be like a really good build and a really good foundation for where I wanted everything to be. But unfortunately, I did have to break it all down and start all over. Like I was saying before, I started over so many times trying to build in this area, y'all. It was so crazy, but it's finally started coming along. So this is how it started turning out. I still wasn't 100% with it because I had a whole different vision in my mind, but I was like, it's not that bad, I could deal with this. So this is what we ended up with. So then I started by placing their beds up above in the corners, but now I'm kind of thinking that I should move their beds around and kind of just try to disperse them all throughout the wooden area. That way I can make it a little bit more cozy for them, because this strictly is going to be for their sleeping area. I don't want to have them like working. I don't know, I'm very connected with my pals, y'all. I'm locked in with them, okay? Because I feel like they have to work over there there, and then they get to come home and they get to rest at the end of the day. And then I'm not gonna have them on these little shabby beds, y'all. Like, it's cute, whatever, for now, but we are gonna upgrade their beds. So this is gonna be a journey, y'all. It's gonna be our journey, okay? Because we're gonna be upgrading our base together. And I know, like, I'm at mid-level right now, but y'all, this was still a very basic and beginner friendly type of base. Now, I wasn't using anything special like higher level or anything. These are all like level, I want to say level 1 to maybe level 10 things that I was using in this base. Even the working stuff, they do give it to you very early on in the game. So here is where like all of the production stuff is going to be happening. So I put my logging site down here, I put my mining site on this side, and then I was thinking of pushing it back a little bit further because we have so much space behind this little work area. That way we could try to make it a little bit bigger once we start moving up in level. Now these are going to be like our little relaxation areas. So what these are for our pals to relax when they're feeling a little bit too overworked. They do have like sanity percentages, so their sanity can go up and you can increase that with their food, but then sometimes it could go down like if they're being overworked. So you do want to keep that in mind to, you know, obviously not overwork your pals and to make sure that you're feeding them like quality food. Again, it is just the beginning, so there's not a lot of quality options available, but once you start moving up, then the most quality food I believe is the pizza. So yeah, we'll explain that in later videos. So then this area that I'm building here, I do want it to kind of mimic like a little kitchen and kind of like a little outside bar or something, I don't know, but it's just a place for them to be able to cook their food. And then they also but they also have like a little freezer that you can build. So I just basically want this area to be about their food. They have like a little cooking pot that you can add, and then they also have a campfire that you can use to cook your food as well. So I'm not too sure what level the cooking pot is, but the campfire is like literally super early on, so you could also put that here. I would use stone in that case though, because the campfire can burn the wood down. And something else that I wanted to mention, so you guys see me chopping down the trees, so I wanted to let you guys know that once you chop them down, they don't grow back if you build over it, so you don't have to worry about it like looking ugly building up out of your foundations and stuff where you build. It does not grow back unless of course you decide to remove that foundation, then it will start to respawn and grow back. Now here I'm just laying down the foundation so that I could do my planting and gardening area. So I'm not gonna hold y'all. I do have the wheat and tomato plantation. I'm not sure what level that is, but you can do good still with the berry plantation, like that one they do give you super early on, and you could still feed like your pals and stuff with that. It's just, it does go by quick. Like they do not get full off of berries, so you want to make sure that you have a lot that you're producing in the beginning. That way when they're working, you're not like starving your pals and you're not starving yourself, because berries, like I said, they do be going by quick and they don't keep your hunger full for long. So this about wraps up today's episode. So again, we have our working site here, and then we have where the pals are going to be sleeping, relaxing, and resting. So I think it's coming out pretty good, kind of cute. I can't wait to like start adding more. And then over here again, that's going to be their little kitchen area, and then this is their planting area. And so that's going to wrap up this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know any suggestions or anything that you have. Go ahead and comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.